Coach, talked with Chris this morning. We did, and he said he was playing tonight. So, with that being said, who are you starting tonight?
Chris and Devin. Mikhail, I'm going to start Jalen and DA.
Okay. And just to follow that up, is Jay Crowder playing tonight?
No.
Okay. And one more thing, Coach. That matchup, that look with Jalen and DeAndre, James Jones has said earlier that he wants to see that in stints. What are you looking for pairing those two guys together in the starting lineup?
I'm more concerned with how we play than just looking at those two guys. You'd love to see the length and athleticism, but right now I'm more concerned with how we play. Transition defense, guarding the ball, taking away threes. Jalen will get some minutes tonight with the starters, so we'll see how he works with that combination. But in reference to those two guys, they're athletic. They both can shoot. They both have the ability to affect shots. But Jalen's a young player. He's a first-time starter, for him. And I'm just more concerned with how he plays and how we play tonight.
Next is Kellen Olsen with Arizona Sports, followed by Brendan Clean.
Hey, Coach, didn't have a chance to ask you your initial thoughts on Etuan and Langston, the way they played 2 days ago with no campaign. You're going to need those guys again tonight. Just your thoughts on them thus far.
I thought they were great. The conditioning part will come. I thought once we gave them some hints on how to, run some different options in the offense, they did a pretty good job. Defensively, I thought we all could have done a better job as far as getting back in transition and staying in front of the ball. Those two, are guarding wing guys and finding their way in our system. But as far as first time on the floor, the ability to make shots cold off the bench, that's what Langston does. And, Etuan's been playing some combo for us, and that can be a challenge. And I thought he handled it well.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Brendan Clean with Bright Side of the Sun, followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Coach, apologies if you talked about this yesterday, but Cam Johnson, I know he's not active tonight, but the other night he didn't get a 3-up. Was kind of attacking those closeouts and put up some floaters and shots like that. Is that something you guys want to see him do more, or do you want him to kind of let it fly when they're open there?
I thought he turned down a few shots. Cam is, he could be a career 40-point shooter if he wants to from the three. So I think he, first game, we don't want to rush to judgment, but I thought he turned down a few. But I like when he attacks. His signature attack last year was the dunk he had on JaVale McGee. That's something that he can't do. But when he's open, he has to shoot the ball. And I think that's going to come for sure with rhythm and playing more, especially with Chris.
Thank you.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic. He'll be followed by Juan Uresti.
Yes, Coach, on Chris, just a two-parter. One, how many minutes are you looking to play him tonight? And then two, what are you most looking to see as far as how he impacts the game and overall? What things are you looking to see? We know what he does and how he performs, but this obviously is a new group with him.
We won't play him a ton. I think if he plays, 12 minutes tonight in that area, we'll be really happy with that. He's gotten a lot of work in practice. And I think you answered it. We know what Chris does. I think I'm more excited about how the other guys play off of him and the energy and the focus that he brings, how that impacts Mikhail for one. He's a guy that could really be impacted by Chris's presence on the floor and DA and pick and rolls. But defensively, I think his ability to talk and understand situations is going to help us on that end. So that's who Chris is, and we're happy to have him.
Next up, we have Juan Uresti with Sun Spanish Radio. He'll be followed by David Locke.
Hey, Coach. What are you trying to see tonight different than the other game against Utah?
We want to see, like I said, I'm more concerned with how we play tonight. I thought offensively we were okay. We got a bit lethargic in our options in our secondary offense. We've limited our package to just focus on pace and space and playing in 0.5, attacking the paint. We love to get good to great shots tonight. And defensively, I'm looking for improvement in transition defense, staying in front of the ball, and obviously taking away the 3-point shot.
Next up is David Locke with Utah Jazz Radio.
Coach, can you just actually on what you just said elaborate on what playing in 0.5 means?
Not to you guys.
Okay, that sounds good. Hadn't heard the term before. In regards to defending that pace and space, I know you're not preparing per se for the Jazz in the same way you would in the regular season, but what is it that makes it difficult to prevent the threes with that lineup?
Yeah, I mean, to your first question, obviously 0.5 for us is just playing a bit faster than normal NBA pace. And as far as their threes, I mean, I think they got a 30 in the first half the other night, 41 for the game. For us, a lot of it was breakdowns on defense, which they created. They did a lot of small screens. They created driving lanes to the basket, and they forced you to help. They were picking up corner threes. There were a few in transition. They got the ball out quick, and they pushed it down the floor, which is, that's a Utah Jazz team. If you go back 20-plus years ago when they ran power with Malone and Russell and Stockton and Hornacek, they did the same thing. They got the ball out quick, but they were looking for a duck-in from Malone with the wings crossing under the basket. Now they're getting the ball out quick, and they're looking for threes. And so we have to be better. We have to have a sprint and turn mentality to take those threes away from them.
Next is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, followed by Marco Peralta.
Coach, just the preseason schedule setup it's every other day, and then like you guys got a gap before the opener. Just curious, in terms of building up to something, how important will those days after the last preseason game be to gearing up for the season?
It's crucial. I mean, you want to go into those days healthy. You want to go into those days with some type of rhythm. I don't think any team is going to have their normal game rhythm, but you want to have a decent rhythm going into opening night. So we're going to have, a good 2 days of scrimmaging for us so that we can, get some combinations on the floor that are going to play in regular season games. So I'm grateful for that time. It's just, something we're all dealing with. This is unprecedented, but everybody's dealing with the same thing. So I'm sure we're all going to use those gap days in between the last preseason game and opening night the same way.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Final question is going to come from Marco Peralta with Sun Spanish Radio.
Hey, Coach. Since you said earlier that Jay Crowder's not going to play today, is there something you're trying to do to help him get into a rhythm with his teammates since opening night's going to come really, really quick?
Yeah, he's worked with both units. Jay's a guy that can be a bit of a connector to both units, and we rotate guys so that everybody plays with everybody. We don't have platoon substitution patterns. So Jay's going to play a big role, I think, with both lineups. So we've had him in practices with both units, going over options where he could be in certain places. With the second unit, he could have a really big role as far as leadership and talking and defense for sure. But he's doing everything that we've supposed to do in practice. We're just building his conditioning up. But I just think he's one of those guys that figures it out easily. He's got a really good mind for the game, and it's been pretty cool talking to him about different places he's been and what he's learned and different cultures. It really has helped me understand some of the other programs. And, maybe I'll add some of that stuff to our program as we go forward.